Why some students study all day but achieve very little? Many students spend long hours sitting with their books. They appear to be studying throughout the day. Yet when examinations arrive, their performance does not match the time they invested. This creates frustration and confusion. Students often ask themselves a difficult question: if I studied so much, why are my results not improving? Today we will examine the reasons behind this problem and understand why time spent studying does not always translate into meaningful learning. Lack of clear study goals. One important reason is the absence of clear study objectives. Many students begin studying without defining what exactly they want to achieve during that session. For example, a student may sit with a textbook for 2 hours without deciding whether the goal is to understand concepts, revise key points, or practice questions. Without a defined objective, study time becomes unfocused and inefficient. Illusion of productivity. Another problem is what psychologists sometimes call the illusion of productivity. Students often feel productive simply because they are physically present with their books. However, genuine learning requires mental engagement. A student may sit at the desk for several hours while frequently checking the phone, thinking about unrelated matters, or rereading the same paragraph repeatedly. In such situations, time passes but meaningful learning remains limited. Absence of retrieval practice. Effective learning requires retrieval practice. This means testing whether the mind can recall information without assistance. For instance, after studying a chapter in economics, a student should close the book and attempt to summarize the main arguments or answer practice questions. If students only read and never test their recall, the brain does not develop strong memory connections. Poor study structure. Another important factor is the lack of structured study sessions. Long, unplanned study periods often reduce concentration. Cognitive research suggests that focused sessions of about 40 to 60 minutes, followed by short breaks, often produce better retention than continuous study for many hours. Structured learning allows the brain to consolidate information more effectively. Practical example. Consider two students preparing for a competitive examination. The first student studies for 10 hours in an unstructured manner, frequently switching topics and rarely testing understanding. The second student studies for 6 focused hours with clear goals, revision intervals, and practice questions. Despite studying fewer hours, the second student often performs significantly better because the learning process is structured and active. Practical strategy for students. Students can improve productivity by following a simple method. First, define a clear objective before each study session. Second, divide study time into focused blocks. Third, practice recall and problem solving immediately after learning. Fourth, review the material again after a few days to strengthen retention. These steps convert study time into meaningful learning. Let us sum up the architecture of effective learning. Many students fall into the illusion of productivity, mistakenly equating physical time at the desk with genuine mental engagement. This inefficiency often stems from lacking clear study goals, leading to unfocused sessions where specific objectives are never defined. Furthermore, long, unplanned study marathons reduce concentration compared to structured 40 to 60 minutes blocks. Without retrieval practice, testing the mind's ability to recall information without assistance, the brain fails to build strong memory connections. Ultimately, students who set specific objectives and utilize active recall achieve significantly more in less time than those who study aimlessly for many hours. Students often assume that academic success depends only on how long they study. In reality, success depends far more on how intelligently they study. Structured learning, active recall, and clear objectives transform ordinary study sessions into powerful learning experiences. When students understand these principles, their effort begins to produce far stronger results. Thank you.